Kulwant Hall, 23rd November. In the presence of that milling crowd, the man disappeared into thin air. For the first time, I'm going to Delhi after my father is transferred. And Swami is saying, how's your old friend? Suddenly it hit me what he was referring to. I was in Maha ecstasy. My Lord. Dharmakshetra has been planted in the heart of commercial capital of India to relive the wonderful moments which we have had with our beloved Lord. He has been there in the past, He is there today, He will be there forever and ever. Even now He is there with us. My loving salutations at the lotus feet of my beloved Bhagwan, who has been the heartthrob of my life and is my eternal companion. Coming to Dharmakshetra brings back many fond memories, and maybe some of those memories I will also share in the course of my talk today. Coming from Brindavan, Swami's abode in Bangalore, to Dharmakshetra, Swami's abode in Mumbai, I feel I have walked from one room to another room in my own home. That has been my experience for the last 2 days in Mumbai, being with all my students, current and past, and also with Swami's devotees. It dawned on me in the last 2-3 years that I work for the world's largest multinational corporation, the most sought after, the most prestigious, cutting across races, cutting across geographies, cutting across time. And therefore, Siddharth, not being aware, he didn't talk about it, but I will talk about that. The name of this MNC is Happiness Inc. And the CEO of my multinational company is Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. In this beautiful universe that God created, so alluring, so tempting, everything He created for man, and He said, enjoy my creation. But two things He did not put in this creation. See, that is the secret of this creation and also the secret of Sathya Sai education. Two things He did not put in this creation. And these two ingredients are, number one, happiness, and the other is peace of mind. Why did He not put it in this creation? He thought, and very wisely thought, if this also I give off freely to man, he will forget me. So those two things He kept in His shop. Everything else, you can go to Snapdeal, Flipkart, Shoppers Stop, wherever, everything you can get if you have the price to pay. But two things are only with our beloved Bhagawan. If you want it, you have to come to his lotus feet. This is what I realized, because wherever you go, I mean, this has been my experience, and I was sharing even today with one of my brothers. People think that, when I think of Swami, I talk of Swami, I share my experience with Swami, that so many people around me are benefited. Actually, the first beneficiary is here. I enjoy thinking of him. And that is the only thing worth thinking of, actually. See, when the avatar comes, it's a very special time in the history of Earth and in the experience of humanity. Because, as Swami said, especially even from the spiritual point of view, he said, when the Lord came as Krishna, he did not give any mantra to anybody. When we meet a master, we said, Master, please give me a mantra. Kasturi had that aspiration. He went to, I think, Kashi, and he thought he will get a mantra. So he had special austerity that day, and he was fasting, and he was praying that, Swami, today at least you give me a mantra. And Swami is sitting next to him, is, Kasturi, have your food. And poor Kasturi, because he is fasting. First he wants the mantra, then only he wanted to have his food. He said, Swami, you did not give me a mantra, having come to such a sacred place. Swami said, what will you do with that mantra? If I give you the mantra, what will you do? He said, Swami, I will become closer to you. So both are sitting next to each other on the table. Swami told Kasturi, how much closer you want to get? Anybody would have aspired for that position. 1.1 at the dining table, sitting next to the Lord. He is sitting next to the Lord and said, Swami, I want to become closer to you. Swami used to say, you look at Sri Krishna. For so many years, the Pandavas lived with the Lord. Even once, Krishna did not whisper any mantra to the Pandavas. All that he would do this, do that. Don't do this, don't do that. That's all Krishna would tell the Pandavas. And they aligned their life accordingly and redeemed their life. He said, when the avatar comes, it is like that only. He's not going to give you a mantra. But one day in Prashanthi Nilayam, in a discourse in the Prashanthi Mandir, I think it was a Guru Purnima day, Swami said, today I am going to give you a mantra. Publicly, usually the Guru whispers a mantra into the ear, secret, don't tell anybody, specially for you. If you tell anybody else, then the benefit will go off. Swami in a public discourse is saying, I am going to give you a mantra. And if you remember this mantra, you don't need any other mantra in life. Wow. The moment of revelation has arrived. The mantra of all mantras, the mother of all mantras is now going to be told, and we are with gasping breath waiting for the Lord to reveal his secret. And this is what Bhagawan spoke. He said, I am giving you the mantra of your life. And that mantra is Devudu Unnadu. Unnadaya, Unnadaya, Devudu Unnadaya. In simple language, it translates, God is. Bhagawan hai. भगवान के विषय में हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि भगवान थे. भगवान के विषय में हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि भगवान आने वाले हैं, हम पहले आ गए, एडवांस पार्टी, भगवान भविष्य में आएंगे। भगवान was there yesterday. He was there before all of us, before the entire creation. He was there. He is there today. He will be there in the future. He is always there. If we have not understood this fundamental teaching of Bhagwan, Bhagwan's avatar is a waste, at least as far as we individuals are concerned. 85 years he walked on earth, and this essence, because see, the Lord is always there. The avatar comes to tell man, see, I'm always there, but I come to give you proof physically when I come as avatar. So even when he has given up his physical body, if you think, oh, now Swami is not there, you have made the biggest mistake of your spiritual life. Now I can be the way I want. Now I can conduct myself as if Swami is not watching. Now I can speak anything to anybody as if Swami is not listening. You know, even as I came to the podium, I was reminding myself, one day in Vrindavan, Swami asked a student to speak. All the students were there, teachers were there. He said, you speak to the assembly. The boy was very reluctant. He said, no, Swami, I don't want to speak. No, you speak. And he was not willing to speak. Then these are the words which Swami said. You know why I ask you to speak in my presence? When you speak, it is an opportunity for you to talk to me. When I stand here speaking to all of you, I literally feel that Swami is here listening to every word that I am saying. I better be careful what I am saying. Our brother Siddharth said, Sir is going to take us back in time and the golden days and those era of the 90s. Of course, it was a beautiful time. There is no doubt about it. But if our students feel that the students today or the devotees today are not having a glorious time, they are living in the biggest delusion. 23rd November 2014, I was sitting Sai Kulwant Hall in Prashanthi Nilayam. Bhagwan's birthday. Thousands had gathered there. I was, so enthused seeing the mammoth crowd of devotees which had assembled there. And it was a very beautiful morning. The governor of Karnataka spoke to us, his experiences with Bhagwan, and I was delighted to hear his very personal experiences, highly enthused. And sitting in the Kulwant Hall, I thought to myself, Swami, हम आपके birthday party में तो आ गए. We have come to your birthday party. But where is the birthday boy? Birthday boy not to be seen. If we sing the birthday song, we want to wish you, where are you? Flashing thought, forgot about it. The morning proceedings come to an end, and I had a meeting in the college regarding some sports practices. So I thought to myself, first, it is birthday, I must do namaskar, then only I will go. Even if I am late for the meeting, it's okay. So I waited. It was a huge crowd. All the elders, dignitaries did their namaskar. Then we got a chance. By the time I finished, it was 11 a.m. Just now we had the darshan of Sai Kulwant Hall. So try to visualize the scene. These days, my diet is a little restricted, become very simple. So I've cut down on sweets, and usually in mandir, the prasadam is sweets. So I take prasadam and I look for somebody whom I can give that prasadam. So I got that birthday prasadam, I was looking around, and as I came from Swami's Samadhi, I found a student of mine who loves sweets. For devotees, when they get prasadam, so grateful, Swami, we got prasadam. For our students, prasadam means annam has arrived. Even if we get 10 less, it's their right, they think it is, we are at mother's home. Swami also would encourage. There was a devotee by name Mr. Java, of course, from Bombay. He set up an ice cream factory in Whitefield near Bangalore. Whenever he would come, Swami asked, Java, our boys want ice cream, joy ice cream. Immediately he would say, Swami, I will immediately arrange. And the whole student community from primary school to university will get ice cream. One day ice cream was distributed in hostel. That day evening Swami came in darshan. He said, you all got ice cream? He said, yes, Swami. All shouted in chorus. All of you ate ice cream, nobody gave me ice cream. We are very surprised. Swami sent ice cream, we enjoyed the ice cream. Swami said, nobody gave me ice cream. We were so delighted eating the ice cream, we forgot the person who sent the ice cream. Swami used to say, when you have food, first do Brahmarpanam. Everything is given by God, no doubt. First offer it to the Lord, that much ice cream. Everything else later. First enjoy. Once he sent very large quantity of ice cream to hostel, more than the capacity of the students and members of the hostel. And I was warden of the hostel, and a big dilemma, what to do with the extra ice cream? You give to one person extra, everybody, oh, our warden likes this fellow very, very special. You become, see, God also, for him, test is his taste. He will test you. He is sending ice cream for everybody, delightful moment. For the warden, it is a dilemma. What to do with giving everybody ice cream is not a problem. What to do with the extra ice cream? So I thought, and this is what I thought to myself. I will give to the youngest members of the hostel, the 8th class students, the extra ice cream. But I didn't want to give it in public place, so I called them to my own office. Individually, I gave them the ice cream so that others should not see. The 8th class boys delighted to get second dose of ice cream. But Swami, it does not leave you. In the evening, when he came to Mandir, he asked me, what did you do with the extra ice cream? See, he has set the examination. He wants to now evaluate how you pass the test or not. I said, Swami, I gave it to the youngest members, the 8th class boys. He was satisfied, passed the test. So, Swami also, enjoyed showering his bounties on his students. So I found this boy who loved sweets. I said, on Swami's birthday, I am not going to get a better person to give this prasadam. I said, come here. And I put that prasadam into his hands. And he couldn't tell me no, because he knows that I know that he has a weakness for sweets. And I went away to the college for my meeting, supremely happy with my choice of person whom I had distributed that prasad. In the afternoon, we had our own function in the university. Our new vice chancellor was taking charge, so I was busy. Apparently, this boy came to meet me. He didn't find me. So when I bumped into him, it was night. And he said, "Sir, I came for you in the afternoon, you were not there." I said, "Yes, I was busy in a meeting. Tell me, what do you want?" And then he narrated his part of the story. See, a teacher's life is intertwined with his students. We don't have a separate life of ours. So our students' experiences become our experiences as well. He said, "Sir, you gave me that prasadam, and I couldn't tell you that day's prasadam on birthday was motichur laddu. He loves sweets, but he does not like motichur laddu." He didn't know how to tell me. Now he is holding on to something which he does not like. Wondering what to do, a person came to him. He said, "I did not get prasadam. Can you get me prasadam?" You know, students distribute prasadam in the mandir. So he saw white and white. Student, he must be knowing where the prasadam is. He can get me prasadam. So he came and approached this boy. This boy is already wondering what to do with the prasadam in his hand. Immediately he gave the prasadam to that gentleman. That man would have thought, maybe he will go inside, pick up prasadam from somewhere, get for him. Instantaneously he got prasadam. He also was in maha ecstasy, and he gave a beautiful smile. Imagine the scene. Just now we were seeing Kulwant Hall has these huge round pillars. The first pillar in front of the Mahasamadhi is the pillar where the Vedam boys sit. It is the next pillar, next column. So here is the column, here is the man, in front of him is a student. He has given the prasadam into that man's hand, and the man smiled. Beautiful smile. The next second, Kulwant Hall, 23rd November. Thousands are milling around waiting for getting a chance to go to the Samadhi to do Namaskar. In the presence of that milling crowd, this boy who talked to that man, next second found the man disappeared into thin air. So night when this boy met me, he was fear-stricken. He said, "Sir, I have seen a ghost today. मैंने भूत देख लिया है." And then he narrated this whole episode. I said, "My dear, in the whole of Prashanthi Nilayam, there is only one person who has the capacity and the willingness to play such pranks with us. His name is Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba." The moment I told that to him, his mood changed. He said, "Sir," from fear it became ecstasy, excitement, sadness, everything commingled into one. He said, "Sir, Swami cannot do like this. If he comes like this, how will I recognize him? I wanted to ask him so many questions." We have not given up our old habits. I said, "See, with Swami, you can't put terms and conditions. Whom, when, where, how. He will confer his grace. That is his choice." Anyway, the conversation got over. I came to my room, and then I started reflecting on what this boy said, and suddenly it struck me what I was thinking in the morning. "Swami, we came for your birthday party. Where is birthday boy?" And the message which I got internally, "Where is birthday boy? Next to you. You gave your prasadam to him. I came and took it from him." So I got the message of my life on that 23rd November. And generally it's my habit, very casually sometimes I accost the students. So next day, I was curious to know how this boy is feeling, what is his experience. So I bumped into him again and I asked him, how are you today? He said, sir, I could not sleep the whole night. After you told me that, I have seen Swami, I could not sleep the whole night. Whole night I was thinking of what you said and what has happened. And my entire life came to me as a flashback, right from the time his first visit to Prashanthi Nilayam. His parents did not know Bhagwan. In his native place, Bal Vikas classes were going on. Somehow, he got inducted into the Bal Vikas class and his Bal Vikas teachers told him about Swami. 6th class this boy is, and the Sevadal were coming for Prashanthi Seva to Prashanthi Nilayam. He came to know. He started pestering the elders. Uncle, I want to see Swami. You must take me for Prashanthi Seva. All that pestering. And at the end of all that pestering, the elders said, okay, we will take you. So they brought him alone. His parents, as I said, had no background of Swami. He came to Prashanthi Nilayam. So they're all waiting for their accommodation. As they are waiting for the rooms to be allotted, at that moment somebody came there and announced, hey, Swami is giving darshan in Kulwant Hall. The moment he heard that, he rushed to Kulwant Hall, forgot everything, rushed to Kulwant Hall, had a wonderful darshan, the first darshan of his life, and again came back to where the Sevadal, it's a huge group, so they were still waiting for the accommodation. When he came back, to his utter shock, he found that his bag went missing. Now, a 6th class boy, his only bag. If parents were there, he would have asked them. Parents are not there. So he kept on asking every elder there, Uncle, you saw my bag, I kept it here. Then only they came to know that this fellow's bag is missing. Where were you? Uncle, I went to Kulwant Hall for darshan. So the president who was there, who had brought him, he said, next time I am not going to give, because this fellow's money, his return tickets, clothes, everything disappeared with that bag. He said, next time I am not getting such irresponsible youngsters. Anyway, he is underage. When this conversation is going on, a gentleman came and asked this boy, are you so-and-so? He took his name. Are you so-and-so? Yes, this is my name. Is this your bag? He was holding that bag. He looked at his bag. Yes, uncle, this is my bag. Take it. This was his first visit to Prashanthi Nilayam, and he remembered that when he was keeping awake that whole night. Some years passed. Now he was in the 11th class. Again he came as Sevadal, Prashanthi Seva, and he got duty at the Gopuram gate. Again Swami came for darshan in Kulwant Hall. He got tempted, so he removed his scarf. If you're wearing the scarf, people can find fault with you. He removed his scarf and went and stood near Rama's statue, hoping to see Swami through the gate. There was another Sevadal there. He said, nobody should be standing here. Don't please stand here. So he's wondering what to do. He's on duty, thought he'll steal a darshan. At that moment, a person came. He says, what do you want? He said, I just wanted to have Swami's darshan. Come with me. Some people are permitted to enter that gate. So apparently he had that permission because the Sevadal didn't object. Every day he must be going through that gate. So took him along, he had that darshan and he came back, wore his scarf, again went for duty at the Gopuram gate. This happened when he was in the 11th class. That night, when he was recollecting all these incidents, at one point, suddenly hit him hard that the person who came and returned that bag, that itself was astonishing because there was no name on the bag. Suddenly that person came and said, "Is this your name? Is this your bag?" Because that time he was so happy to receive his bag, no other thoughts came to him. When he was recollecting that night, he discovered for himself that that person who came and gave him that bag in the 6th class, the person who came and escorted him into Kulwant Hall when the Sevadal was not permitting, and the man who came and asked him, "I did not get prasadam, will you give me prasadam?" had the same face. And then that boy realized, not only yesterday, throughout my stay, from the first visit that I have come to Prashanthi, Swami has been there with me, only I did not know. And that is why I tell our students, Swami is not merely our constant companion, he is our eternal companion. He has been there with us in all our previous lives. Even now he is there with us. One day I was speaking in Swami's presence in Trai, and I said, Swami will take care of us in the future, wherever we are. And sometimes we make statements and just do not realize what we said. Suddenly Swami interrupted me. How do you know? You said Swami is going to take care of me in the future. How do you know? I was totally taken aback by that question. So unsettling. Very simple statements of Swami, but he will unsettle you completely. All the students are sitting there. I dare not proceed further till I answer Swami. I am racking my brains. How do I know? Do I know the future? Can I see the future? On what basis did I make a statement like that? That Swami is going to take care of us in the future also. And this is the Lord's. When you get a spiritual master, actually, he's not teaching you something new. It's already there within. He's just bringing it out to your conscious awareness. In that moment of intense dilemma, these were the words which came out from my lips. I said, in this lifetime, I know how much Swami has done for me on so many occasions. Before that, first statement which came, there are some questions which the head cannot answer. Only the heart has the right to answer, and therefore what I am going to say is the answer of my heart. It came from the depths of my being. And this is what I said, in this lifetime I know what Swami has done for me. And that is the conviction which I have, that based on this life's experience till now, he will continue to do so in the future, and if there is a future life, in those lives as well. Then Swami said, now proceed. So he allowed me, by putting such a simple question, he allowed me to discover from the depths of my being what Swami meant for me. When I look back on my own life, I had my first darshan of Swami in 1978. We had come on an all India, South India tour, and the last halt during the summer vacations was Bangalore. And my parents had planned it like that because they wanted to visit Swami in his ashram at Brindavan. And I still recall every day my parents, my sister would go to Brindavan and my father would ask me, shall we go for darshan today? Sometimes I would come, sometimes I would say, no daddy, today I want to play with my cousin brother. We were staying in my aunt's house. Today I will not come. So sometimes I would go, sometimes I wouldn't go. But on one day, these are my vivid memories, one day, it was the summer course in Indian culture and spirituality. At that point of time, in the 70s, the summer course was for all the youth of our country. So the Sai organization would select the students and some of the elders would become their teacher coordinators and they would get a chance to participate in the summer course. So in the college auditorium, the summer course program in the evening was going on. Swami was speaking and we were sitting outside. Devotees didn't have place in the auditorium, so we were sitting outside, and it is the month of May. It started raining. You know, Brindavan is well known for summer showers in Brindavan. Two reasons. One is because of the summer course and the shower of discourses which used to be there. And the second is the rains. So it started raining. And all the devotees who were seated there, we got up because it was raining now, cats and dogs. And we didn't, at that point of time, there was no shed on top. So we didn't know where to go. So all of us went close to the wall, thinking that at least from one side, the rainwater will not touch you. Only from the other side it can touch. And as we came to the wall, we became very close to the window. So we started seeing Swami, who was inside the hall. Till that time, we were seated outside. We started looking through the window and Swami's discourse was going on, and I still remember he was speaking on Narada. And Swami saw all this group of devotees and suddenly in the middle of his discourse he stopped. And he turned around and he gave some instructions. The next thing we found was the first gate of the auditorium near the stage was opened. Some volunteer came and he said, please come inside. So all the devotees who were there outside were ushered in. From nowhere, we became front row, even in front of the front row. You know, all the dignitaries were sitting in the front row. Between the first row of guests and the stage, there was this gap. In that gap, Swami asked all of us to be seated. See, that is Swami. From last row, we became first row. So that's a very powerful memory for me. See, if God wants, anything is possible. He said also, once he said, you know, I can convert the earth into sky and sky into earth. I can convert a boy into a girl and a girl into a boy. Any volunteers? And I felt like raising my hand on that occasion because I thought, wow, what an opportunity. You know, once Swami has converted you into a girl and then you become a boy, actually you become literally Swami's son, right? Because the Divine Mother has given birth to you. But even before I could respond, our Vice Chancellor was sitting in the front row and next to him was the Treasurer, Mr. I.J. Naidu, a huge gentleman, very, very fat, and the Vice Chancellor, Mr. Saraf, pointing to him, Swami, you can do your demonstration on him. And Swami, after having had enough fun, he said some other time. But you know, these are his words. He said, I can transform the earth into sky, sky into earth, but that is not the sign of divinity. The true sign of divinity is his love. And it is that love which we experienced in our little interaction with him. I still recall It was winter vacation, and my mother was not well, and so I had gone home for 15 days. When I returned, a few days before the college was to commence, that particular morning, instead of going for darshan, we got instructions, first we'll go for seva, and after seva only we are going for morning darshan. In those days in Prashanthi Nilayam, darshan was at 11 a.m. So we went for seva, completed it in the college, came back, had bath, had breakfast, and then went to the mandir, maybe around 10 o'clock or so. Swami was in the interview room. After some time, Swami came out. The moment I saw Swami, this was my thought. He said, Swami, it's like yesterday only I had your darshan, and today morning again I'm having your darshan now. First thought. Second thought, now Swami, you're going to turn from the upper portico in front of interview room, you're going to come down, and then you are going to look in our direction where the students are seated, and then you are going to come and talk to me. And sure enough, Swami turned, he came down a step, came to the middle portico where all the students were seated, turned, and from a distance he saw me. He said, when did you come? I said, Swami, I came yesterday. My parents used to stay in Delhi at that time. So Swami asked, how is Delhi? And you know, Delhi is the capital city of India, always in political turmoil. It was even at that point of time, even today. I said, Swami, Delhi is not good. How are you? I am fine, Swami, I said. Swami said, not fine, bad boy. It's a bad boy. Swami, for 15 days I was, 2,000 miles away from Prashanthi Nilayam. All the time, it was a very beautiful vacation because all the time I was thinking of him. Though physically away, because I didn't want to leave Prashanthi Nilayam, but my mother was not well, so I had to go to see her. And all the time I used to think of him. And sure enough, when I had my first darshan after that vacation, this was my feeling, Swami, it's like yesterday I saw you and today I'm seeing you again. And Swami said, bad boy. After spending a vacation like that, Swami says, bad boy. Then he started walking. I was sitting inside. He cut across and stood. And as he is coming closer and closer, the conversation is going on. And then finally he came and stood in front of me. I didn't understand what he meant. Bad boy. Then he changed the subject. He said, how's your old friend? Old friend. For the first time I'm going to Delhi after my father is transferred. I don't have any friends. I don't know anybody there. And Swami is saying, how's your old friend? Then Swami added a few sentences and suddenly it hit me what he was referring to. One evening, I was sitting in my drawing room at home and the doorbell rang. My mother went to the door, opened the door, and there was this youngster standing there, and my mother brought him in and introduced that boy to me. He said, he's our neighbor's son. For a very long period of time, he's been waiting to meet you, talk to you about your institution, so you can spend some time with him. So I sat with him and I started a conversation, and he started like a typical youngster, how's your university and what all you do, and so many questions he was asking, and I was really amazed by the kind of answers. I was myself surprised, wow, what wonderful answers I'm giving to him, which I had not thought of even before. But no matter what I told him, he would not budge, and again counter with another question. Finally, I got really frustrated. I said, for all I know, when I go back to Prashanthi Nilayam, the first thing that Swami is going to do is to talk about our conversation that we are having now in Delhi. And sure enough, Swami referred to that conversation. And he quoted some of the things which took place, which between us, what we conversed. Then he said, and these words are important. I learned one of the most precious lessons of my life on that day. He said, you spoke well, but those people cannot understand. And then he gave the reason why they cannot understand. He said, they have too many attractions in life. Too many attractions in life. When I look back on my own life, 16 summers, I thought to myself, Swami, you have hit the nail on the head. 16 summers. I also was attracted with all that glitter and glamour. And therefore, that hunger for God was not there. A small child was going to bed in the night, so it told its mother, Mother, when I am hungry, you wake me up. The mother told, this is Swami's narration, the mother said, when you are hungry, I need not wake you up. Your hunger will wake you up. We must develop hunger for God. If you don't have hunger for God, if your cup is full, even if the Lord wants to pour something into it, what can He pour? You are already full. So that cup has to be first emptied, and then only He can fill something in that cup. So when Swami referred, I was in Maha ecstasy. My Lord, something which has happened in Delhi, Swami is talking in Prashanthi Nilayam. So Swami passed by and I closed my eyes. I was in Maha ecstasy. Somebody tapped me after a couple of minutes. I opened my eyes, Swami has come back. I am too full to accept what has already happened. He is not yet over. Then he told me something. I had gone to somebody's house. What that gentleman told me, he narrated that. I went to market with my father. In the car we are sitting. We had a small conversation. Swami talked about the dialogue that took place between that. I tell you, it was like Aankho Dekha Hal from Firozshah Kotla, Delhi cricket ground. In those days we didn't have video, TV so much, so it was to be all India radio, and when the commentator is telling every ball, you can really visualize what's happening though you are seeing it through the eyes of the commentator. So it was like that. But the story doesn't end there. 1 year later, I again went to Delhi, and my mother narrated, that boy who came to our house that day. I said, yes, I remember him. Because, Swami made it so memorable. In fact, he gave me a message. He said, don't mix in the company of such people, your own mind will get spoiled. This was the instruction, and that is, one of the fundamental teachings of Sai education. See, when we are young, we don't recognize who is our friend, who is our enemy, what kind of company we should choose. We don't. Especially when children go beyond the age, a certain age, they feel that friends are more important than their parents. One of the greatest mistakes of life. Brian Lara, the greatest cricketer, one of the greatest cricketers of our own time, he went through a very bad patch in his cricketing career, and somebody asked him, "What did you learn from this difficult phase of your career?" He said, "Man's downfall begins when he thinks his friends are more important than his parents." Brian Lara. So my mother said, "You know that fellow, he came, he got involved in a police case." I said, "My God, 1 year before that, Swami has already come and told, hey, don't mix in the company of such people." And that little phrase which he used, "How's your old friend?" The way we talked, actually, if anybody had seen us talking, they wouldn't have known that these are some strangers talking. We were talking as if we are chums from donkey years. And this is the insight which I got. Maybe in some past life, we had a connection. First time we are meeting in this life, and suddenly, that old connection has gone live. But his life has taken a different turn. My life has taken a different turn. At the nick of time, Swami snapped that relationship and saw to it that I did not go his way. Talking about, the importance of giving respect, reverence to elders, I'll share with you my own experience. It is not without thinking that our Shastras say, the Upanishad says, Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava. With Swami, the scriptures would go alive. We chant Vedas, but when Avatar comes and you relate to him, actually every Vedic mantra becomes an experience for you. See, the life of the Warden of Sai Students Hostel is very beautiful and very challenging. Very beautiful because Swami loves the students so much that people who are in charge of them, along with the students, they also get so many goodies. How much he loves his students, I was sharing in a small conversation today, there were a few of us. One day in a summer course, 1990s, we had come, the summer course was almost over. Now it is time for all the students and faculty of various campuses to return. And just before everybody left, one day Swami called everybody, all the officials of the university, to his mandir, to the drawing room on the first floor. Very special, you've gone up to Swami's drawing room, which is next to his bedroom. Very, very special moment for anybody. And we were all overawed that Swami has given that kind of a blessing. So the meeting got over, Swami got up. We also got up. That's a cue, meeting is over, now time to go. Swami got up and straight walked up to me. And he said, "Sanjay, can you do one thing for me?" Imagine if Swami were to ask any one of us or anybody in this world or any member of the denizen of the heavens, "I want this work to done," the angels of the heavens will be here to do their work. His work and his bidding. But that day, Swami comes up to me and says, "Can you do one thing for me?" What a privilege. What an honor. And I didn't know what I was in for. I said, "Swami, what can I do?" He said, "Your hostel, the sambar and the rasam, throughout the year, same smell, same taste. Can you do something?" Imagine the Lord of the universe Who has created the sun and the moon, who has created you and me, who knows how to run this cosmos, he is coming to an individual and asking, the hostel sambar and rasam, can you improve it? What are you going to tell the Lord? And who is going to tell no to the Lord? I consider it a great fortune that Swami, on that occasion, pretended to entrust that responsibility, which is actually our duty. In the discharge of our duties, sometimes we fail, and Swami brings it to our attention. How God is running the cosmos, you can understand by seeing him in the little acts that he would do. One day, in those days when we were in college, Swami will suddenly come in the car and he will step into the hostel. And he will go and see what is the menu, what has been cooked that day, how is the hostel being kept. So it was, and we are in the college, classes are going on, there's no way you can come to the hostel at that time. So Swami, it is his place. When we come back, the kitchen in charge will say, "Sir, Swami came today." So one evening, I had gone to the mandir and Swami called me. I didn't know what I was in for. Swami went inside and he brought 2 Dettol bottles. He's carrying 1 Dettol bottle, 1 Dettol bottle. 2 Dettol bottles he brought. And he said, you give this to the sweepers in your hostel and tell them that when they are cleaning the dining hall, they should put this Dettol in the water and then do the cleaning. There are too many flies hovering around there. I knew for sure that Swami has come to the hostel, he has seen that scene. But look at Swami, he didn't say, "Hey, what is this? Hostel not clean, use lead," all that kind of thing he didn't say. He just gave 2 Dettol bottles. Giving solution. God doesn't create problem for you. He gives you solutions. There's this beautiful episode in Krishna's life. Krishna was at the river bed and there was these gopikas who wanted to, one single gopika, she wanted somebody to take that water pot and put it on her head. She had taken water from the river. So she asked Krishna, "Krishna, can you put this water pot on my head?" He said, "No, I won't." So with great difficulty, she puts it, and then she comes to her home. And Krishna has followed all the way back to her hut. When she's reached the hut and she wants to put the water pot down, Krishna immediately offers his help, assistance. He said, "Give me, I will take it and put it down." So the gopika was very astonished. He said, "What is this? At the river I asked you, and you refused to help me. And now you are asking, give the pot, I will put it aside." Then this is what Swami told. Krishna told that gopika, he said, "I am not there to burden you, I am there to remove all your burdens." What a statement. So Swami asked, "Can you do something about the rasam and sambar?" I didn't know cooking, ABC of cooking I don't know. At least the primary school, we have such ardent devotees of Swami, kitchen auntie, wow, what a menu she used to make for the children. So all that I would do every day, evening bhajan is over, I'll go and sit in the kitchen, I will sit with the kitchen in charge, talk to the workers, and did it for several months. And the food became the delight and the talk of the town. To such an extent, one day the Brindavan Warden came and told me, "Sir, what have you done to the food? We are not able to match Prashanthi Nilayam hostel." But my most valuable, precious certificate I got from Swami. One day in the mandir, he is looking at the students. I am sitting 5 feet away from him. He's not looking at me, he's looking at the students. And he made this comment. He said, "Students have become fat." Whether others understood or not, I said, "Thank you, Swami." without knowing ABC of cooking, without any help from ladies, we made food of the hostel, the delight of the students' hearts. But why I'm narrating this whole episode is how much the students meant for Swami. His love for them, it's a ringside view that, I got that opportunity. Of course, as a student we experienced it, but even as a warden or a principal, I have seen it with my own eyes. One day I was with Swami. We were a group of students in the interview room at Prashanthi Nilayam. He asked me, "Who is Jayaraman?" I said, "Swami, he's a student studying in the MSc class. Go call him." So he went. I went out, searched out, got that boy and brought him into the interview room. And Swami asked, "How is your stomach?" The poor fellow was ailing from amoebiasis. It's a peculiar problem, medical problem, where you alternate between constipation and diarrhea. Either you have constipation or you have diarrhea. It's a terrible thing. And in the hostel, the students are thrashing left and right. Their age. And this fellow, staying with such people all around, the only thing he is able to eat is curd rice. Morning curd rice, evening curd rice, night curd rice. Poor fellow. So Swami asked him, "How's your stomach?" And then Swami himself said, "Poor fellow, he is not able to eat. He loves to eat chapatis. You give him chapatis," Swami told me. "Hey, come here." So he went close to Swami. And Swami waved his hand, and out from his palm came such a huge piece of sugar candy in front of our eyes. And he gave it to the boy. He said, "You eat." Of course, he felt a little shy. He started packing it to take it to hostel and eat there. He said, "No, eat here." So all the students are there, whoever was there. Swami is there. And Swami made that boy eat that sugar candy in his presence, blessed him. "Now you go." So when I came back to the hostel, I asked him, "Did you tell Swami about your problem?" He said, "No, sir." "Did you write a letter to Swami?" "No, sir." And this is the divine Lord. I always felt wardens may come and go, principals may come and go, vice chancellors may come and go, but the only constant in Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning is the divine chancellor. He is the warden, he is the principal, he is the teacher, he is everything rolled into one. A few days before this fellow was completing his masters, one day I was sitting in my office and the boy came, "Sir, did you see anything strange happening in the dining hall?" We go to dining hall to have your food. We are not looking around what you are eating. Maybe some boys may be doing it, but I am not of that type. I said, "No, I did not see any strange thing." He said, "Sir, for the last few days, I'm eating normal food." I said, "How did it happen?" And this is what he said. "Sir, I was thinking to myself, here staying in Bhagwan's educational institution, Swami has taken care of me completely. Now my education is getting over. I'm going to step out into the wide world. Who is there who is going to take care of me there, Swami? Is there anybody going to take care of me?" This was my worry, and I was feeling it inside. And the next thing I found is that my amoebiasis is cured. Like every other student in the hostel, I am also eating the normal food. I thanked Swami from the bottom of my heart. "Swami, how much you take care of our children. In your happy moments, He is with you. In your most sorrowful moments, also He is with you. This is another experience I had from that period. There used to be this boy whose father had a heart problem. And he would always be worried when any phone call will come from home, that maybe there is today some bad news. Always used to be afraid. One day, early in the morning, I was still in my room. I had not yet gone to my office also. This fellow came running to me and said, "Sir, my father has died in a heart attack." His uncle rang up. We have one phone in the hostel in those days. Somebody called him, "Phone call for you." He rushed to the phone and he got that message and he said, "Sir, when I got it was like electric shock. The instrument went dangling and I have come running to you. Sir, my father has died. What should I do?" I said, "First things first. Go to Mandir, tell Swami, I'll immediately make arrangements for your departure." This fellow went. That day morning, Swami came out for darshan. He came to the portico and started asking by name, "Where is this boy? Where is this boy?" Everybody is looking around, no boy to be seen. People thought maybe Swami has called some student for morning darshan, this fellow has not turned up. And Swami waited for some time, then he took devotees inside for interview. After he has gone inside, this fellow arrives. And he has no other way, he has to wait outside. Interview got over, devotees came out, Swami came out. The boy sees Swami. Swami saw the boy. And this is an eyewitness account of devotees in darshan line on that day. The boy ran to Swami, Swami ran to the boy. In a few seconds, both of them became one. This fellow is hugging Swami, he was not crying. He was howling at the top of his voice. The ladies' side, devotees are simply watching, what is this? And the boy is howling and his tears are flowing down. In a few seconds, Swami's gown became drenched with the boy's tears. And Swami then caught hold of him, dragged him into the interview room. 2 minutes later he came out with the boy. And the boy is fine. Now all the tears have dried up. And Swami is telling, the guests there, "See, I took him inside and I, like a tap, you close the water tap, like that. You look at him now." And he started asking the devotees, elders who were there, "This boy is from this place, how can he go, what is the bus, train, plane," all that Swami was inquiring from him. In the meantime, I've already made the arrangements for his departure. And then Swami, in the interview room, told him also, "Don't worry, from today onwards, I am going to take care of you." And Swami gave him a scholarship and said, till the end of his education in the university, he studied on Swami's scholarship. And today, of course, in the wide world, it's one story, but each individual story is actually a reminder for us how much God loves us. He has been there in the past, He is there today, He will be there forever and ever. Never ever forget this truth. There is nothing which Swami cannot do. See, the greatest gift that we give to children, this is the essence of Sathya Sai education. And the essence is to fall in love with God. I still remember Dharmakshetra's 25th anniversary. Our Indulal Shah uncle had requested Swami, "Swami, we want 2 students of yours for the anniversary celebrations." So instead of getting students, Swami got 2 old students who were faculty members in the university. So myself and another colleague of mine, we came with Swami. And then my colleague spoke on the anniversary day of Dharmakshetra. And there was another day, there was an interaction of Swami with the youth. So Swami said, just before my talk, you speak. And they are not devotees. There was some interaction that our Sai organization had with college students in Bombay. So it was that kind, some essay competition or whatever. Some competitions had been held and those students had been brought. So to such people I was speaking, and I was telling them about Swami's, in fact this was the hall. And this is the place where I stood, and this is where Swami sat. So I was speaking, and I told them about the essential features of education in our university. And I said, in Sathya Sai education, one of the things which students do is prayer. You start the day with prayer, you end the day with prayer, you eat with prayer, you play with prayer. You know, when a cricket match is going on, you should see the amount of prayers that are emanating from the cricket pitch. So I said, this is because prayer is man's greatest strength and God's only weakness. And I thought I had committed blasphemy. In Swami's presence, I'm talking about God's weakness. So I looked at Swami, because if he didn't like, I will immediately change the topic. But Swami was looking down. He didn't whisper one word. So I took a little courage and completed my talk. And it was such a beautiful sight to see these youth of Bombay. For the first time they are coming into contact with Swami. And Swami, in matter of minutes, won them over. In a matter of a few minutes, they are falling over heels to catch him, to talk to him. And Swami asked a question. You know, that is the teacher that Swami is. He said, what is the secret of success? And whoever gives the right answer, I will give a prize. You know, the moment you hear prize, my Lord, or like it is shopping time and we see on the banner 50% discount, that's all, everything is forgotten. So one after the other, you know, the youth were vying with each other to answer Swami. Finally one fellow said, Swami, the secret of success is faith in oneself. Swami liked that answer. But he added, faith in God also. Faith in God also. Faith in oneself plus faith in God. That is the secret of success. And he finished his talk and he went close to that boy, waved his hand and put a ring into his finger. So that beautiful evening got over and we went to Anand Kutir. We were staying there and in one room, the university staff were there. In the other room, elders were there. So Swami went into the elders' room. So we also followed him. So it's a very small room. We were so close. Swami looked at me. For the first time, we are now that close and all alone. Nobody is there outside to overhear our conversation. And this is what Swami said. He said, you have good thoughts. And he made one reference to one word, weakness. Immediately, because that was my doubt. In God's presence, I told God's weakness. Did I say something wrong, Swami? Please forgive. And when I narrate this to my students, you know, they tell, one boy, one day he came, he said, sir, don't talk about Swami's weakness, God's weakness. God is no weaknesses. I said, see, that may be your experience. I have got acknowledgement card from Swami, yes, I have a weakness, and that is prayer. What is prayer? And how to pray? See, this is very, very important in today's satsang. If you forget everything else, but remember this one thing, I think the essence of today's satsang would have been achieved. So please listen attentively. Because you went to the wish fulfilling tree, you could have asked for anything, and what did you ask? Can I get 1 kg coffee powder? It's a wish fulfilling tree. Take. Swami came down on earth for man. He gave you a chance to sit at his lotus feet, and what did man ask? Swami, we constructed a new house. Shall we paint it blue, Swami, or yellow? And Swami said, paint it pink. You got a chance to ask the wish-fulfilling tree anything you could have asked. What did you ask? If the avatar came, he came only with one purpose. And that is, he said, I have only one desire. And that is to make you desireless, because when you become desireless, you will become me. So this was what Swami shared with a parent of one of our students. He said, Sukshmam lo moksham nerpistanu. In a subtle way, I will teach you the path to moksha. Because anybody can give you anything in the world, but 2 things you cannot get, as I said, Swami said. One, you cannot get anandam, you cannot get peace, and if you don't have anandam, you don't have peace, you will not get moksha. Because to get that moksha, you should be fully satiated. No comma, no semicolon. But that is not a state. Swami, please, I've got an exam. Please help me, Swami. Swami in a discourse once said, in India, people pray, Swami, please give us 1 ticket in a bus. 1 bus ticket also people pray in India. I shared it with devotees in UK. They said, in UK we pray to Swami, Swami, please give us car parking space. So we have 100 things to ask Swami. Swami, please. And it's a beautiful phase, artharthi phase of a devotee's relationship with God is beautiful. The devotee asks, the Lord gives, and the devotee asks, and the Lord gives, and we have never tired of asking. He never tired giving. We were never ashamed receiving. He says, I give you what you want, so that you begin to ask what I came to give you. And what did he come to give you? He came to give you the ultimate, and that is to become one with Sai. But how, Swami? So it's a very precious conversation which this parent shared with me. And Swami said, I will teach you the subtle path to moksha. He said, in life, anytime you need anything, don't ask me for that thing. I will teach you how to pray. Don't say, Swami, I want this, I want that. But Swami, we want. That's different. Don't ask like that. How should you ask? Ask, Swami, we want you, Swami. We want you, Swami. In your mind, Swami, 1 bus ticket. But when you're asking, don't say bus ticket. Say, Swami, we want you, we want you, we want you. This is the sukshma path to moksha, Swami said. And this parent narrated this experience. He was one day traveling, he had gone to some different town and got pickpocketed there. So his ticket went, money went, everything. He is no money, nothing, and stranded in a railway station far away from home, wondering what to do, now what to do. Suddenly he remembered this. So he started, Swami, I want you, I want you, I want you. And out of nowhere, a man comes and tells, take this money, and hands over him some money and disappeared into the crowd. He looked at the money, he started looking at how much the money is, because he is searching for money. Believe it or not, the exact fare which he needed to go back to his native place to buy that railway ticket was in his hand. That money was given to him. He said, what Swami said is correct. It became the maxim of his life. Whenever I need anything, I will say, Swami, I want you, I want you, I want you. I've been traveling 2 years, traveled a lot, both India, abroad. Went around interacting with devotees, enjoying their beautiful relationship with Bhagwan. Learned from his devotees what is true devotion. We think we are next to Swami. I had gone to Italy, and there was this student of mine of our university who was dispatched by our alumni. Sir is going to Rome. Our other brothers are in Milan. They are too far away. So 2 days, please be with sir in Rome. I said, fine. So when he was with me in Rome, all the time, many a time he told, sir, I don't know you, because he studied fully in Prashanthi Nilayam. I was that time in Brindavan. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. He said, sir, I don't know you, you don't know me, but we are together 2 days. I really don't know how this has happened and why it is happening. I said, don't worry, let us enjoy 2 days Roman holiday. At the end of that whole thing, there was one very ardent devotee of Swami, and we were taking leave of her. And just before leaving her house, she said, you know, something I should give you about my country. You should take some memory of my country. And she gave a small bag into my hand and into that brother's hand. So we came back to the hotel. We opened our bags. He got one deodorant bottle. I also got one deodorant bottle. Italian make. So I said, see, I don't use deodorant. So in Europe, you know, it's a cold place. You will have umpteen opportunities. You keep this bottle also. So I gave it off to him. Less luggage, more comfort, makes life a pleasure. 2 days later, we were to meet in Switzerland. And there was an alumni retreat there. So all the alumni of Europe had assembled there. And I caught up with him again. He said, sir, I discovered why I came to Rome with you. I said, yes. Did that mystery get solved? How was it? He said, you know, sir, for several months, whenever I used to go to any place, I used to get some unique kind of fragrance. I'll go to market, it'll be like that. I'll go to university, it'll be like that. Wherever I go, some unique kind of fragrance I'll get. I could never make out what is this fragrance. Till I returned from Rome and I opened your deodorant bottle, and from that deodorant bottle the same fragrance came. And then he put 2 and 2 together. He said, sir, if there is any person who knows which deodorant Swami would use, it must be that auntie. And if that auntie were to give that deodorant, because he got a different brand, I got a different brand. If that auntie were to give that deodorant bottle to anybody, it cannot be anybody other than you. So she gave you that deodorant, and what did you do? You gave that deodorant bottle to me. So I discovered when I opened that deodorant bottle, that no matter where I was going, this fragrance which I was getting was none other than the fragrance of Swami's own deodorant. What a discovery. I thought to myself, Swami, there are 101 ways to connect to you. How you connect to your devotees, how you connect with your students is something amazing. 2 days ago, I was in Delhi and we were having a small satsang. So, at the end of the satsang, one lady devotee asked me, does Swami talk to you nowadays? I said, of course. I experience him all the time. And I narrated this, my 23rd November experience. And then I ended, and I'll end with that also today. I said, in London, there is a beautiful clock, very famous clock, which is called Big Ben. And in France, there is this very reputed monument called the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It is bending, inclined. So, the question is, what did Big Ben say to the Leaning Tower of Pisa? The answer is, everybody made their guess, but this is the answer. Big Ben said, if you have the inclination, I have the time. If you have the inclination for Swami, Swami has all the time for you. On a Sunday evening, we could have gone anywhere. We could have done anything. There are 100 things tempting us. But we decided to come to Bhagwan's place, decided to sit in this satsang, decided to think about him, contemplate on him. Greatest fortune of us, of our life. Imagine if every day we can make it a point to be in his thoughts. Whole life will become a prayer. Whole life will become, you don't have to sit in front of bhajan hall or his photograph, Swami, now I am going to pray to you. Your life itself is a constant communion with the Lord. So with these few words, I once again thank all our brothers and sisters for giving me this fortune to think about Swami. I thank our Samarpan team for inviting me to Dharmakshetra, which is, I still can't forget that scene. 1988, we had come for a drama, Shankaracharya drama, and we were leaving by train. Swami was returning to Bangalore by flight, and in the evening we were already into our bus, standing there in the bus, and Swami came out. Public was waiting in the hall outside, full shamyana, pandal, etc. was there. And Swami walked up the steps. There are thousands waiting there. Swami was looking only at the bus, only at us, and waving to us. And we were waving till the bus went round the Dharmakshetra winding road. As long as we could see Swami, we were waving at him. As long he was seeing us, he was waving at us. What a send-off from Dharmakshetra. So when I came yesterday to Dharmakshetra, what a wonderful feel it is to back in Swami's abode. What a blessing to Mumbai that Swami's own abode, Dharmakshetra, has been planted in the heart of commercial capital of India to give us an opportunity to come here, to connect to him, to sing his name, and to relive the wonderful moments which we have had with our beloved Lord. With these few words, Jai Sai Ram.